Hello, class. Welcome to our new social studies unit on the Industrial Revolution. I wanted to talk to you first today about what the two words Industrial Revolution mean and what they mean when you piece them together. Okay? So, an Industrial Revolution, you think of the word industrial, you think of the word industry. Industry refers to the taking of raw goods and manufacturing something, which means creating something using those raw resources and creating those goods in factories. Okay, so industry is the creation of materials using raw resources. All right, now that's industry. It's taking some goods, some resources, building them in a setting such as a factory. Now, revolution. You think of the word revolution, you are thinking of a dramatic shift, a dramatic change in something. When we talked about the American Revolution, that was a dramatic change. It it created a new country, right? It created a new type of government, all right? We went from being British colonies to our own country. It was an American Revolution. Now, this Industrial Revolution was a huge change to our way of life, all right, to the way of life of many Americans and many people around the world. The first Industrial Revolution actually started in Great Britain. But after the War of 1812, America started to realize more and more that we needed to start creating more of our own goods. So we looked at what was going on over in Great Britain in terms of their industrial revolution, and we wanted to try to copy that. We wanted to try to emulate that. Okay, so as we started our own industrial revolution in the United States, what was going on is we started going from a purely strict farm way of living. Everyone who lived anywhere was normally in charge of finding their own food, building their own shelter, creating their own clothes, and so on and so forth. They lived off everything off of the land, and all the labor was basically to provide shelter, provide food, and to provide their own clothing and the goods that they needed to survive. Now, when the shift changed here, where now clothing could be made in factories, where now farming could increase to such a great capacity that people didn't have to farm themselves, that farmers could provide enough food for not just their families, but for many families. Um, the change in factories existing created people who were not working at home, but they were working somewhere else. That changed a whole different type of way of living. Okay. I'm not going to get into all the major specifics. We'll get through that through this entire unit, but there were major inventions. There were major changes in people's lives. Men, women, children, everyone's lives changed, shifted during this time. It certainly changed the way school was approached as well. So, this time tremendously impacted the world when it was going on, this industrial revolution, but it has also majorly impacted even how we live today because of the major changes in technology that happened then. Okay, so as much as you might hear the words industrial revolution and may think it is a fascinating time period, one that impacted this New England community area heavily, and then one that spread out and impacted the world in a major way. Okay, so it's a very important time period to learn about, and it's a very important time period to think about how it actually impacted our own ancestors in this New England area and how it still impacts us today. Okay, so today you are going to watch an introduction in BrainPop and answer some questions in the Google Classroom assignment that I have provided for you. We'll do another introduction or two with some more videos in the next couple days, and then we will be working in doing some readings, watching some more videos, and we'll also, of course, be exploring the Industrial Revolution in our language arts unit as well as in our writing unit. So I hope you enjoy learning about the Industrial Revolution, and I hope that I can provide you with a good educational experience in learning about the Industrial Revolution. On a personal note, I just want to say, I have this shuttle, sometimes referred to as a flying shuttle. This shuttle actually came from a textile mill, a textile meaning a cloth or woven fabric, right? A textile mill in New England, okay? And then I've already showed you this in the classroom, but you may have forgotten, but this is a bobbin. This also came from a textile mill in New England. It actually came from a textile mill that I, Mr. Smith, worked at. Um, I worked at a textile mill that used to exist in a town called Ashland, New Hampshire. The factory was called L.W. Packard. Um, Although certainly this factory was different when I worked there than when it was in the early 1900s. However, it still did a lot of the same jobs with similar machines. So, anyway, the Industrial Revolution was very close by in the heart of our New England communities. So, all right, have a good day, make a great day, and I hope you enjoy learning about the Industrial Revolution.